Hello, Chipola Indians, and welcome back to Cctv. My name is Haley McDaniel, and we are here to give you the latest and greatest here at Chipola. Now over to Haley with the academic news.
If you are interested in enrolling in summer Term 2 classes, be sure to come by Building A on June 14th through 17th from 8 to 4 to speak with an advisor about early registration.
Hi everyone, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jib.
Welcome to our Tech Over Coffee podcast. We're so excited to share this podcast with you. We're most of all excited about Chipola College, where we get to film here at the main campus in Marianna, Florida. This beautiful studio managed by Eric Dove and his colleagues. This is a great place to film, Jib.
Honestly, it is, yes.
And so many neat things happening at the college. One in particular is we are now ranked 5th in the country for the School of Business and Technology with a focus on our business programs. That's on the quality and affordability of our programs. So we're excited. We have 13 programs within the School of Business and Technology. Obviously, we're passionate about technology, but technology really touches all our programs, from our certificates to our associates to our bachelors, and the research and the presentations that we do and things we share with the community. All really builds on the technology. So it's fun to share this with you. And we have Jib filling in today again.
Absolutely.
So we'll have a team of myself and Jib and Jeremy, and we'll kind of work collaboratively throughout each week, the months to come. So we're excited that Jib is stepping up. Well, Jeremy's working on some other projects. So
yeah, Jeremy should be coming back, and we'll swap out and do some guest, appearances of yours truly. So.
Yeah, sometimes we could have you and Jeremy together.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be powerful. So what do you have for us for some topics to get us going?
So just an update on Jeremy's favorite topic, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
It hit, I think, an all-time low in the past 2 months of $31,000 over last weekend.
Wow.
But it is
time to buy, right?
Yeah, it was a time to buy, but now it's back up and it's kind of regulated around 36,000. So yeah, Jeremy told me before he left one day that he is confident that would have never dropped below 35,000. And so I'm looking at you, Jeremy. Yeah.
So it was in the 60s, right?
So it was in so 3,600. It dropped to 31,000 over the weekend. So yeah.
So it could still be a time to buy. It's gonna
gonna
rise.
Personally, I bought at 40,000. So I'm kind of in the negative right now. But hopefully that it will go up in the following months as we got a lot more cryptocurrency news when it comes to. So one of the first biggest things that I saw is Texas is now holding a custody state charter for banking with crypto. Bitcoin, obviously, since it's the biggest crypto out there. But it's awesome to see that, we're actually kind of introducing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency into our government. It's a super cool thing to see because it is regulated, or not regulated, it is introduced and managed within our global economy. So it's a very nice thing to see that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is becoming so popular.
Right, and there's so many ways to use crypto now. We have the Coinbase publicly traded company, right? And the Coinbase is an exchange for people to share crypto, buy crypto, sell crypto.
It's probably one of the bigger crypto markets out there. It's Coinbase. It's clearly one of the first, I think, to. As you were talking earlier in one of the Tech Over Coffee episodes with Jeremy, Coinbase went and got publicly traded.
I think on the NASDAQ.
The NASDAQ, yeah.
And so that's a safer play potentially if you like crypto and you're not sure where to go, Ethereum or Litecoin or Bitcoin. Coinbase is really a publicly traded company that is an exchange, if you will, in a marketplace where you can actually buy and sell crypto. So. There's other interesting ways to do crypto too. PayPal, for example, you can buy crypto.
Even though it's more limited with
I think
PayPal.
It is limited, yeah.
So you can only buy and sell within PayPal. You can't transfer it to other.
Can't take it with you if you leave PayPal, right?
Yeah, you can't take it to other marketing options like Coinbase and Gemini and stuff like that. So because Coinbase is now publicly traded, they're actually starting 401k profiles. I say that right? Yeah, 401k profiles. So
for your retirement plans, you could add some crypto.
Yeah, people can actually invest crypto into their 401k profiles or portfolios, and actually retire with cryptocurrency in their hands.
Nice. I mean, can you imagine to be six figures someday?
Honestly, yeah.
You still owe me a couple coins, right?
Oh my God, no, never. I wouldn't. But yeah, I think Jeremy, we can.
That's
make
my joke with Jeremy.
Yeah.
He owes us a coin or two, right?
Absolutely. So in other big headlines, we have the what's the Colonial Pipelines? Is that what it's called?
That's right. They had that ransomware
Yeah,
attack.
they had the ransomware attack, and just recently the government has seized 63.7 out of 75 Bitcoin coins, and that cost around 2.3 million. And they seized that. That kind of shows Bitcoin investors that Bitcoin can be tracked, and it's not as private as people think it is. So it kind of changes the market aspect in a way, and because it's being more interactive with the government, especially Texas opening up banks for crypto, it's showing how what's the word?
Well, it never pays to be a bad guy,
Yeah,
right?
it never. Yeah, cryptocurrency. Talking about bad guys is used a lot by criminals and whatnot. So it's the Justice Department is looking to crack down on people that use cryptocurrency in a wrong way, not necessarily that they want to regulate it.
Right. So, wow, what a great headline to read that Colonial paid to get their backups in place, which they never actually needed anyways, right? They utilized their own backup. Mm-hmm. And then the government was able to go on the offense and reclaim some of that cryptocurrency. Great. That's kind of some praise for the government taking those positive actions.
Yeah. Because nobody wants to see money end up in the wrong hands when it comes to hackers and stuff like that. It's not a fun experience for anybody in the crypto market, because it just shows that crypto can be used in very volatile and wrong ways. It's good to have this kind of like safety net, I want to call it, when it comes to crypto and Bitcoin, because it could show how secure it is sometimes if you lose your money to like hackers and stuff like that.
Right, so that's positive. You did bring up an interesting point that if the government, the Justice Department, can reach across and reclaim some of that maybe crypto, Bitcoin in particular, is not that quiet. That it actually does leave a footprint of some kind, and that may open the door for some regulations in the future, which kind of goes against the whole movement with crypto, right?
Yeah,
because
the whole,
it's
privacy movement and everything that we have. It's kind of goes against it, but at the same time can work with it.
Well said.
And that's it's positive and negative, but take it with a grain of salt. So as you were saying earlier, how Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies leave a footprint. Big news when it comes to nuclear power. I called it.
Wow. Jib, man. Jibby, way to go.
The previous couple weeks, cryptocurrency is now going green.
Right. Elon came out and said, hey, we used to work hand in hand with Bitcoin. You could, purchase Teslas or future Cybertrucks, with this cryptocurrency. But maybe, there's such an energy consumption needed to actually mine Bitcoin or any crypto, or just say Bitcoin in particular, since that's where the mining resides. Others are the algorithms are not based on mining per se, but Bitcoin is.
Yeah, Bitcoin's the big seller out there.
Right. He's saying, so that's a huge energy footprint. Well, you guys need to solve that. We're not going to work with Bitcoin as much now. So the potentially led to the drop of the price of a Bitcoin. Yeah. But the good news is there is some green potential out there that you're talking about.
So one of the biggest things that just happened recently is that Bitcoin is going green with nuclear power.
Greener
with nuclear power.
I mean, they're pretty coal-based right now, right?
Absolutely.
All they can do is improve.
Yeah, but our whole electrical infrastructure is moving towards nuclear power. And with one of the biggest news headlines recently is that Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are moving towards making a new environmentally friendly reactor called a natrium reactor.
When you brought that topic into our discussions, offline, just kind of looking at some research for our podcast, I was blown away. So kind of based on sodium.
It's based on salt. It's like a salt reactor.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm not too aware of how the reactor would work since they haven't released as much info, but it's nice to see that we are moving towards more green, power, so we can help boost the crypto market, and we can make a whole lot of money off of that.
Yeah, their motivation, Warren and Bill aren't really big crypto guys, right?
Not really themselves, but they
but just
want
to improve nuclear power.
yeah, nuclear power.
Plant
They want
and
it
how
to
it's
be
managed.
They want it to be environmentally
Safer.
friendly.
Yeah.
Safer. Yeah. And the byproduct of that is the safer that the energy is, or the more environmentally friendly it is that it has more of an effect on cryptocurrency.
Right, when a nuclear power plant, they can manage the waste, but they actually have to dispose of it, and it goes into some mountains, and it's, it's a strict regulated process, but maybe with sodium, that maybe there's some safer byproduct, and it doesn't be disposed of as much, maybe they'll put in salt and they'll get pepper out of it or something.
I mean, we just have to wait and see, honestly.
Right.
So, so big news on Bill Gates' side, because he stepped down. I'm pretty sure he stepped down from the CEO position of Microsoft.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
So he kind of acts more of a figurehead these days.
Kind of like what Jeff Bezos has done at Amazon, right, where he's become instead of the operator, the CEO, he's become the chairman. He had both roles, but now he's just going to work on strategic planning. So I'm not sure, is that what Bill's doing? He's going to the chairmanship.
I think Bill's more worried about going and being the figurehead, kind of being the personality of Microsoft, rather than working behind the scenes on production and stuff like that. Since Microsoft is in such a good place right now, he doesn't need it to go and be any bigger than it is. There's not many strategic plans that he needs to fill out. I mean, he has plenty of other people working for him.
Maybe Windows 11. I mean, that sounds crazy, right?
So,
who needs Windows 11?
Microsoft did announce that they were going to start making Windows 11.
No way. Come on, I was joking.
But here,
we don't need Windows 11.
But here's the thing: is that last year in 2020, that they promised that Windows 11 wasn't going to exist. It was just going to be future content updates to Windows 10. But so in 2021, they came out and they were making an announcement that they were going to. I think they're upgrading Windows 10 to Windows 11. Not necessarily that they're coming out with a new OS.
Wow.
But it's some really weird stuff coming from Microsoft, kind of pivoting on what they're going to do with Windows in the future. It's going to be very interesting to see.
It is, yeah. I'm still enjoyed 98 XE. I mean, so back in the good old days, 10 hasn't been that bad.
The Windows Home, or not? Was it Windows Home?
Millennial or whatever?
Millennium Edition.
Crazy ones they had. Every year there was a new one.
Yeah, they completely dropped that for XP.
Vista.
Yeah. So we already talked about Bill Gates and Warren Buffett with their whole Natrium reactor. Another one, another big headline is we're sending Bezos to the moon. Well, not actually to the moon.
Into space.
Into space, yeah.
Yeah, so it made sense that he's stepping back to just be chairman to focus on more strategic planning items for the larger Amazon company, and that is Blue Origin. They actually have the rival to SpaceX, and so for him to be, I guess, the second owner in space, we were talking, earlier that Richard Branson, who owns Virgin Galactic, they have a different deployment method. I think they actually drop from a plane and go into low Earth orbit. He's already made that trip, I think, once, possibly, if I have my notes right. But Jeff Bezos will be the second, I think, and he's going to do that in July, middle of July, late July or something.
I'm honestly surprised that Elon Musk hasn't, ridden in one of his SpaceX modules yet.
Right. I don't know if that's his personality. But I guess it is, though, right?
I mean, he's very interactive, and he likes that, very physical way of moving about his company. He likes to be not only the figurehead, but like the whole strategic planner. He likes the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So it's kind of weird not seeing him. You're seeing Bezos and that other dude that you mentioned.
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson.
He owns Virgin.
Yeah, stepping within their own space travel companies.
You're right.
And actually sending themselves to space.
Yeah, so...
I mean, to be fair, though, I think Elon is going to definitely do it one day, but it's surprising that he hasn't done it yet with his major success that he's had.
Yeah, great point. Only thing I can think of is that SpaceX, I mean, they're doing these legitimate steps of replacing, can we say that, Boeing and Lockheed Martin?
Yeah.
I mean, now SpaceX is doing these sizable steps to get the contract with NASA to land on the moon and to go these next steps to Mars. Whereas Blue Origin, I mean, they just want to sell travel, low Earth orbit and then in orbit. And so that's kind of for fun almost, like a service, almost like a resort hospitality type of thing. And Richard Branson's doing the same thing. It seems like Elon's doing more sizable, these huge steps of actually.
Whereas Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic want to go and have space shuttles around our Earth. Elon is wanting to go from planet to planet with much bigger plans in the future for space travel.
That's right.
So it wouldn't be a surprise to see him on his own shuttle within the next 5 years.
I could see him doing it.
Yeah, but I feel like Elon himself is not much more of a figurehead, since he has his hands in everything when it comes to SpaceX. Whereas Bezos, on the other hand, is more of just the figurehead. Whether he does it for money or power, who knows? Since that's a very interesting topic. But to him, I think it's more about the publicity of it.
For Jeff Bezos?
For Jeff, yeah.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, Amazon is already. You ever used Amazon before?
Yes, I've used Amazon before.
So
who hasn't used Amazon?
Right. So Amazon's like water now, right? Everyone's had water before. So So he's totally commercial, and he's just trying to, like you said, do the PR.
Yeah.
Whereas Elon's trying to move mountains and taking these huge steps. Who would have thought that you could outbid Lockheed or Boeing for NASA contracts? I mean, so SpaceX doing big things. I think Blue Origin, from what I've read, wants to do those things as well, get those contracts, but SpaceX has a kind of a jump on them for that.
SpaceX is the big player in this game, but I feel like Bezos is moving towards more of a publicity step, so he can become bigger than SpaceX. You're hopefully that he's taking steps to try to make his image known. So making Blue Origin, bigger company, not necessarily for, planet-to-planet travel, but just, local space.
Get the name out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I feel like that wraps everything up.
Excellent. So we have some exciting topics coming up next week. We could talk more about maybe SpaceX, more about these ransomware attacks. There's been another one since Colonial, which can lead us into promoting our cybersecurity program that we're going to bring out to our stakeholders this fall. So we're looking at getting that in place. We're doing some grant writing right now with that, getting some people in place, some technologies in place. That'll be exciting, something we'll share together. And all these other exciting topics. Microsoft, man, that's not a topic I enjoy. Windows 11, I mean, come on. I think they've beaten us down enough.
That's every day for me, honestly.
Yeah.
But, all
right. Well, good stuff, Jib.
Honestly, we'll come in tomorrow, next week, with some good cybersecurity stuff. We have news coming out every day about ransomware and hacking attempts. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Until next week.
We'll see you guys later.
Our word of the week is fallacy, which is a mistaken belief, especially one based on an unsound argument.
Thanks for tuning in this week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next week. Stay classy, Chipola.